Well, hello everyone. Welcome to a new video. Currently walking out of the office to do a quick walk. It's currently the 28th of September, and before I will show you today's video, the quarterly recap of Q3 2025. I will also include some pictures of how this quarter has been for us, for me, like some lifestyle pictures to give you a bit more context. But before I will dive into all the clips, I just really quickly wanted to show you this, show how beautiful this is actually. Realize that this behind me, this place, is actually the office where we are working from. You see the banner over there. You see this is our storage. I will go inside in a bit too, but before again I will show you the clips that I took all over the month. I really quickly wanted to provide you with some background information on this quarter. I remember how this quarter started, of course, in July, the 1st of July, where in July we were away for 2 weeks with some friends, which was the kickoff of a hectic month. I also remember that I wrote down something great is about to happen on the whiteboard after watching a podcast, and I think the title of this video will be this quarter is the turnaround of our business, because I do truly believe that that's happening right now. And I have mentioned this before, which also gets me to the point that I have been in between, like the feeling that I have been experiencing over this past quarter, especially the past couple months, and the current how to say it, my brain is quite fried after working for like 15 hours today already, but like the feeling of being in between doubts of, on the one side, having like an unlimited amount of faith, like an unconditional amount of faith, an unconditional feeling of faith that it's going to be all right, because I truly believe that. I've been feeling that from the start, and ever since we keep on building, I see the dots that are connecting. I do truly believe that everything is going to be all right. Well, on the other side, staying sharp and being alert and being in a constant state of awareness for things that go wrong or that could go wrong. So that is not a really great state to be in, to say the least. It's a quite negative state of mind in which you are focusing on the things that go wrong. But that's the feeling that also to a certain degree is stopping me from enjoying the process. I'm truly aware of that. But like I also mentioned this in another clip within this video, that's the feeling that we need right now. Because over this past 1.5 years, I've been making so many mistakes, like in business, which is part of life, which is part of business. But let me turn on the oops. This is like true cinematic quality of video, guys. So let me turn on this. So like that mistakes that I've been making, we don't have room or don't have space anymore for those kind of mistakes, because we are on the edge. We are truly living on the edge. I'm sleeping with one eye open right now for a couple months, if not already half a year, since I'm aware of the fact that these months are going to be crucial for the future of our business. We have been about to fall apart. I mentioned that multiple times, and especially this last quarter that have been the case. That there has been the last amounts of money that we have been putting into the business, and it's also clearly communicated and clearly stated that this is the last this is the last investment that we practically can make into the business. So we have to turn it around with the money that we are having right now, and we're not able to invest anymore, which means that we have to make sure that we are making profit and at least don't lose money anymore. And turning that around and making that happen puts a lot of pressure on the shoulders, to say the least. But I'm also thriving on that pressure. Handling the team, amazing team that we are working with. I'm truly really grateful for that. I envision this team, this company, this movement to really build something immense. I truly believe that we are going to do that, and I'm so grateful to work with the team that we are having right now. Each and every one of the team, I can't wait to once have a conference and thank every one of the team once we quote unquote made it, or at least survived, since that would definitely be a point for me that I could say, okay, we kind of made it, we survived. That I can't wait till that moment to thank everyone who has been part of this journey, and also to all the people, you know, if you're one of those people, I truly want to thank you and share that working with those kinds of people is one of the best things there is. And I'm sure that there will be more and more people taking part of the movement, and that's also what's giving me the energy that I have on a daily basis. Without going back and forth in this clip, before actually diving into the video, I really quickly want to point this out by tapping into an example that I had, like a quick conversation that I had with one of the guys that was working in our logistics team. He was actually promoted to our customer service team, in which he also had the ability and the freedom to work from home and to work remotely. And I shared with him that I didn't think that he was picking it up well enough. So that unfortunately I had to, I warned him for that. And then after that, I still had the feeling that he was not picking it up properly, or at least not how I wanted to see it. And therefore I communicated that again with him, and then asked what his opinion on it was. After which I shared with him that I had to think about how to move forward. 2 days later, he was again working at the storage, and I told him that I decided to actually to remove him from the customer service team and to put him back in the logistics team. And the moment where he actually mentioned that he's truly grateful for the opportunity he has, and for what we are giving him and his friends to work in our company and to have a great time while earning money, the freedom that he gets, the way I communicated this change with him, and how grateful he was for that. Realizing that, it gave me so much energy. Like, to get back to my point, working with such great people and being the leader of the group, or I don't like to say like I'm above someone else. I definitely don't feel like that too, but to take the responsibility and to take the accountability for everyone to thrive within a movement and to be part of a movement that we are making. I'm truly proud of that, honestly, and really grateful again to work in such a company. And with that being said, I before we again dive into the clips that I took, I also really quickly wanted to actually provide you with the business updates that we are having. So yeah, to be honest, like I told you also in previous clips, we have been making so many mistakes which almost made us fall apart. Like, we were about to fall apart, and without financial investments we would have been bankrupt already. We have been realizing the importance of the so-called order margin, which basically means like the revenue that we are making, the minus the cost of goods, and also the importance of the stylists within for that specific metric. And that metric, that order margin, in combination with our CPA, which is the cost of acquisition, determines the profitability and success of our business. And we were lacking that insight for so long. We just spray and pray and hope that everything is going to be all right. Scale up the volumes, but we were not actually focusing on what matters. And over the past 2 months, we were getting that insight. We had to restructure the team, had to move out 5 of our 11 stylists, had to move in new stylists, restructuring our performance structure, restructuring our team, keep on improving our operational efficiency. And I think we are making the right moves right now to actually make it happen. We have proper estimations in place right now. We have proper profit and balance sheets in place right now. We are seeing what's going in, what's coming in, what's going out. And we see a way out. And even like that way out, and the feeling of me mentioning multiple times, because I'm aware of that I said multiple times that we made it and that we already made the turnaround, we already made the breakthrough. I do clearly actually see a way out right now and see what's needed to achieve the certain metrics that we have to go to. And if we achieve those metrics, we turn it around, we made the breakthrough, we are profitable, which gives us the margins. Then the gaps, instead of gaps, we are getting margins, and we have some extra. We build up something, some financial margins to then again take bolder risks. Because right now there's only one thing on my mind, and that's to survive. To survive within this company, which is a difficult state to be in, to be honest. Like I'm okay with working 80 hours a week, which is what I've been doing like for a couple months now. It's not that crazy, like I think 6 to 9 months, with 1 or 2 weeks of vacation. But it's the pressure, which is getting intense. But it's a season. It's a season that I'm really aware of, due to the business situation, like I just mentioned. So yeah, balancing those two feelings, again, of being optimistic, having the unconditional faith, and on the other side being aware of everything that could go wrong, is something that I've been dealing with. But I also try to enjoy the process. And if I look around, I'm walking here right now on my own at about 10 p.m. I have still a lot of work to do before I can actually go home. So it will be 1 p.m. 1 a.m. when I will be able to drive back home. When I wrapped up all the operational stuff, all the orders that are delayed, that I have to deal with. I'm enjoying this. I truly am. This is a season in my life, and which is also why I'm recording this, because I feel like we will survive. We will survive this, and then it will be even more beautiful to look at this in a couple years of time, that we have been manifesting this and we actually made it happen. It will mean the world to us, with everything that comes with it. It truly does mean the world to us. So yeah, in the rest of this video, I'm walking right now back to the office, in which I will sit back down behind my desk, behind my monitor, to wrap up the work. But again, I already wanted to include this a bit longer clip before actually starting the Q3 recap, to provide you with an overview on how the past quarter has been for me with perspective, and to connect the dots together. One of the most turbulent but also most beautiful quarters of my life. It's fair to say that. In my private life there has been great stuff happening, but also in business it's such a, like, it's living on the edge. It's living on the edge, and that's where what will be reminded. And yeah, that's for me worth a lot, and I get energy from this every day, which is why I keep on doing this and why I'm able to put in such amount of effort each and every day. So again, just pure blessings for the situation that I'm in. And to show you again, I will walk in the office, I'm back in a bit, show you how the storage is looking right now and how it's looking upstairs. I want to show you what I wrote on the whiteboard just for the confirmation. And then again, I will hang in the clips, the photos that I took of the past 2-3 months, the past quarter actually. And then we are approaching Q4. Excited for what's going to come, but no crazy volumes, increasing margins, surviving is priority number one. So let me open the door, show you how it's looking inside. Again, it's such a crazy thing to realize that from here we are actually building something for the future. I truly believe that. So let me show you how it's looking inside. Just from this 100 square meters below, 100 square meters above, we are fulfilling 100 orders a week now. So about 400 orders a month, 1,000 orders in the last quarter approximately, all being done from here with the team that's putting in the work every day. So yeah, these are all the boxes that are being shipped tomorrow. Those will be picked up. This is how our current boxes are looking like. I think kind of good. We made some improvements in the packaging experience. So let me show you that real quick for the people that care. This is how it's looking right now. You open the box with our logo on top. Looks kind of sick. There will be like a custom letter over here. And then we have the packages of clothing in here. That's basically how it looks like. Lots and lots and lots of boxes over here. But I don't want to bore you with any of that. So yeah, with that being said, let's dive in the actual video. The clips that I recorded in this quarter. What has been happening, what has been going on over the past quarter. I would love to show you in the rest of this video. So enjoy it. This will be a new format for me too, in which I will also insert some photos. Like, don't expect any fancy editing from me. I'm not that type of person. I just want to record it and I will insert everything that I have. So enjoy it. And like I told you, something great is about to happen. 5/7/2025. Don't mind my way of writing, that's me. But enjoy the video and see you again in the next quarter. Ciao, ciao. Well, hello everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel. It's a new quarter when I record this video, or at least it's the first video of the quarter, so welcome to a new video. Yeah, as you can see, I'm not in the usual spot where I'm usually at. So I'm currently here in an Airbnb in Milan. I will get into that, back to that in a minute, but just doing some work here in the back. Yeah, this is just a regular bathroom. I think it's a pretty nice apartment, so really grateful for that. But yeah, we'll get back to that in a bit. And they just finished dinner, and yeah, would love to go for a walk and take you with me on, yeah, share with you my current thoughts, mainly about the business, but also on how life has been ever since my last video. So closing the door right now, and we will be walking down the stairs to go for a walk here in the city. So yeah, first of all, to share with you an update on the business, since that's of course where this series is about. Yeah, it's an unstable situation we are in, to be honest. I just took some notes to prepare the video, and I think also since the last video I recorded, which was last Thursday, just before I went on a trip, which again I will get back into in a bit. But yeah, I shared the problem that I just faced at that moment and the mistake that we made, and I think that summarized really well the situation we are in right now. We are currently dependent on basically financial support from relatives to keep our business alive. And we are in this situation due to all the mistakes that have been made, like mainly by myself. I blame myself for making these mistakes, and I take the full responsibility for making these mistakes, as mentioned also in my last video. And I think a lot of that comes down to two specific lessons I learned from this, and that's to, even though since of course like always there's two sides of the story, and by us making moves really fast, we have been also making progress really fast, but we also have been making so many mistakes, which at the end turned out to be really expensive mistakes, not even only for the money that it costed us, but also for the time that it costs us to constantly remove the mistakes that we made. So instead of focusing on progression, so actually I just walk downstairs. Let me check. I gotta open this door. So that's one of the two lessons I learned from that is the importance of making actually a good estimations for the future and how it could help you to avoid making certain mistakes. Of course, you will still make the mistakes. Like that's for a fact. That's life. That's entrepreneurship. But we could have avoided a ton of mistakes by just making a proper plan, and that's something I definitely learned. And next to that, I think I also again had to learn the lesson. The importance of actually I will walk that way. The importance of thinking long term and setting proper foundations instead of always try to move as fast as possible. That's really something I had in my mind, which I thought was the best way to do it, to just put as much things as possible against the wall, throw a lot of things at the wall and see what sticks. I do actually still believe in that metaphor, but in that way of working. But you gotta realize the second order consequences of the things you're doing. As mentioned, like we made a lot of mistakes, which not only costed us a lot of money, but also costed me a lot of time to remove those mistakes, which caused the fact that I couldn't focus on further improvement. And that's what's one of the biggest problems right now, and the lessons that I had to learn from that. So again, like an unstable situation there, and we got to see how that ends. And of course, I will keep you updated. So the three things that I think we will be doing different from now is that first of all, we are making a proper overview of what exactly is going on with our supplier and how we could fix the problem that I described in my previous video. That is and was our first priority. After that, I realized the importance of, as mentioned, like having proper overview on what's going on financially in the bookkeeping, in the numbers, weekly and monthly, of what is exactly going on, where's the money going, and that could help you with if you're making these kinds of mistakes, erase them faster and spot them faster so you can act on it. So that's also something we're going to do different. And next to that, the other lesson that I learned is to be aware of the second order consequences of the things that you're going to do. So maybe not specifically like move a lot slower, but at least make proper plans. Make a hypothesis of what you think is going to happen based on, from a certain perspective based on the data, and from another perspective based on a feeling and a belief that you have, and then take action on that hypothesis, and then you can see what is going to happen and monitor that. And that's something that I really learned, instead of just keep on doing things, because then you're running in a lot of different directions, and you are chasing yourself and you're constantly trying to catch up with yourself instead of focusing on making progress. So those are the 3 things that we're going to do different on a bigger level. And specifically, we are going to focus on actually we are currently focusing on implementing an order status page. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm building on that right now, and I hope to be able to implement that by tomorrow. And after that, we are focusing on implementing our new funnel. So this funnel will be based on a survey where we are basically going to give away a free gift, which will be our lead magnet. And then instead of just straight go for the sale, by providing customers with that lead magnet, we hope to hit like approximately like a cost per lead of like 3 to 5 euros. And if we could hit like a 5 to 10% conversion rate on that 3 or 5 euros, we are at around a CPA of 50 euros, which would be like quite a lot better than we are right now. And I think that those 3 to 5 euros cost per lead and 5 to 10% conversion rate, especially the 3 to 5 cost per lead, euros cost per lead metric, as they just named, are pretty realistic from what we're seeing right now. And this is also to get back to the point that I just mentioned, to make a proper hypothesis on what you think is going to happen from a certain point based on the data, from another point based on what you're feeling. So that's what we're going to focus on, and we hope to be able to implement that by the end of the month. But again, we want to set things straight there first before we're going to implement it. So we got to take it easy and still try to get it done as fast as possible. And I think then that's kind of it for the business side of things. Then for me personally, I actually got a pretty tired arm here. Also went to the gym earlier this morning. As you can see, like I'm working around, or maybe you're not able to see it, but as I mentioned, I'm walking around here in Milan. I did just left my friends, or my friends actually left me here in Milan. They went back by car to Amsterdam, and we had a really great past week together. When I recorded the last video, which was last Thursday, we left, or at least the day after, and we went to Paris, we went to Nice in France, we went to Rapallo, which is like an Italian village pretty close to Portofino, and after that we went to Leseno, which is like a village at the lake, at the Lago di Como, so at the Como lake. And then we actually went to Milan yesterday. We spent one day here together, and now they are driving back, and I'm still here. And we had such an amazing week together, and I'm so grateful for the experiences we made together. These are literally like, our group chat is called Memories for Life, and I think that's what this will be. This will be memories which we can talk about and remember, which at least I will remember for life. And not even talking about that, I enjoyed the time we spent together so much, which I think is one of the most important things. And I also realized that lesson from Michelle, one of the friends that I spent the time with, to be grateful for not actually having that money maybe, or like having the amount of money you're looking for, the freedom or the wealth that you're looking for, and being grateful for that you can also right now experience, I gotta be careful, this part of the story and this part of life. And we are here to experience exactly that, and that's what we did the past week. Had an amazing time together, and now they went home, and I'm still here, since I will meet with a girl tomorrow, which I met like about a year ago. We spent some time together back then, and she's from abroad, from pretty far, so I don't want to go in too much detail, but in this video I also want to kind of mention this part of life, right? And I have my intentions straight on what I'm going to, or what we will be going to experience here, and what I want to experience, which first of all is to have like a great time. Again, to mention the point that I just mentioned with spending time with my friends, I would love to experience something similar with her as well. And next to that, I would love to see what is in it for us, and see what we experience together, and how that will feel for the both of us. And I'm really curious on how that will fold out. So yeah, that's what I'm about to experience the upcoming 5 days. Yeah, to be honest, I felt a bit uncomfortable when my friends left earlier this morning, and it felt like it kind of reminded me of like the homesickness I had back in the days, the uncomfortable feeling. But that's also kind of to wrap up the video, the moral of the story. Like, I'm so grateful for the situation that I'm in right now, and I mentioned it so many times, especially in this video, but I truly am grateful for who I am right now and what is happening on my life path. And I do really feel that everything that is happening is shaping me towards the person that I have to be and the person that I want to be. So on all aspects of life, like, I think I'm in a tough situation. I'm in a unstable situation, especially business wise. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm super healthy, I'm fit, my family is healthy, so really grateful for that. But just purely business wise, which a lot of times also reflects how I'm feeling personally, is really unstable. A lot of uncertainties there, but still, like, I'm here to enjoy this, and all of this for me is part of the journey and part of the lessons that I have to learn to become the person that I want to be, and that again I have to be, at least according to me. So maybe that's another story to tap into that. Like, what is it really, why do I really have to be this person, or at least according to me? But before doing that, or that will be something for another video, I just really quickly would love to look into my notes again on my other phone, the notes that I made, and check if there's something that I missed. No, not specifically. Those are in general the points I prepared, the points I wanted to mention, the points I wanted to share, the things that are going around in my head right now and that I wanted to share with you. So that's it for now. A lot of uncertainties, but I will share with you on how this will fold out, again, both personally and business wise. And that's, I think, exactly what you will see in the next shot in this Q3 update of Road to 9 Figures. And it could even possibly be that within this quarter, or within the next quarter, our business will go bankrupt. Like, that's where I'm referring to when I say like that we are unstable right now. I mentioned that we are dependent on that financial support, and if for one or the other reason we won't be getting that, then we gotta think again and find a solution. But if there's no solution, we have to see how we are going to get out of this. So that's just to point out what the situation is at that point of time. So we are going to try to do everything to survive this stage again, and I'm still have the faith that we will be making it, but we gotta see. That's exactly what I will share with you, of course, in this video. So that's again what you will see in the next part of the video. For now, enjoying Milan here, wrapping up my walk here, and we'll see you again in the next shot. Ciao. So there we are again, back home. It's not like a setting you're used to, but the desk I had used to have in my own room, it's currently at the office. So which is why I'm recording in this video right now, just from the living room. And I would love to catch up really quickly on a personal note on how the past 5 days have been, ever since I recorded the video, which I recorded last Sunday. It's currently Friday, the 25th of July, 2025. And yeah, last Sunday I recorded a video when I was about to experience 5 days with um, a girl that I met again after not seeing each other for a year, and also what has been going on in business. This video will purely be about, will mainly be about the experience which I had over the past 5 days. Even though I know this is an episode of Road to Nine Figures, I want to, like, first of all, don't take myself too serious, and second of all, yeah, I think this is also included in the Road to Nine Figures. For me, it's not about purely about the business. It's also about, yeah, the person I'm becoming during this journey, and therefore I think this is also an important part which I would love to share and include. So, yeah, just really quickly talking business. I mentioned the financial support in the last video that we needed. We got that, at least the first part, and therefore we are still alive. We have a really small buffer currently to survive upcoming, yeah, bad times we might still be facing due to the transition that we are currently making, talking about shaping into a profitable business. Yeah, the time that we might still need, yeah, this current fund might not be enough to cover that. On the other side, yeah, that extra fund that we are looking for, the extra financial support, could really help us here to have an extra buffer to make sure that we are actually surviving it. So yeah, that's kind of how it looks like on the business. I honestly can't wait to get back to work tomorrow. I will be going back to the office tomorrow, slowly get back into the rhythm after 2 weeks of absence from the office. I missed it, and I can't wait to grind towards Q4 that's coming up, towards the upcoming periods that's coming up, and I think the storm that is about to happen in a good way. I also wrote down earlier this month something great is about to happen on the whiteboard in the office, and I still truly believe there is. And then wrapping up and transitioning into the last 5 days, and also maybe the last 2 weeks, I really can mention that there's something great that happened, in the sense that I truly really enjoyed the past 2 weeks that I had, and I also deliberately took the time to do so, to enjoy that period with my friends. First of all, the first 10 days I shared with them, and after that 5 days I shared with a Mexican girl. It was truly special for me, and yeah, they just took some time to wrote down how I felt in a notebook I also keep with me, um, about that specific topic. And yeah, not I'm not here to include all the details on how I feel with regards to that. I think again, this is like kind of a Road to Nine Figures series, but it's part of the journey, figuring out that part of life as well, well, juggling around with the balls in business, and it's the game I like to play. And as I said, I'm really looking forward to go to the office tomorrow. But before I do, I like to mention that I'm truly proud of myself. I was just looking back at the pictures um, that we made during the past 5 days, and seeing myself there, it kind of made me proud. And I'm not having that feeling too often. But my younger self will be really proud of me. And it's not just because what I have accomplished in business, it's not just because I met a girl or something. It's about the person that I became over the past years, that I really deliberately started building on myself, which I think started in about 2022, the end of 2022. I think it's been after I graduated high school. I mentioned that turning point multiple times. And that's how I would love to conclude the video of today, with a proud feeling and carrying the memories I made over the past 14 days with me, but for the upcoming months. It will be head down and back to work. Summer 2025, it was really great. Truly, it yeah, in its own way, has been the best summer I've ever had. Like the memories that I had every summer, like 2023 was great too. I remember really well 2024 in its own way too, but 2025 it was truly special. Memories for life. So, on that note, I expect the next part of the video will take a little longer than just 5 days, but we gotta see how that goes. See you again in the new part. It's time to sleep now. Back to work tomorrow. Ciao, ciao. Hello, hello. There we are again, recording from the office. We are talking currently the 2nd of August, 2025. It's about 10 minutes past 11 p.m. on a Saturday. Yeah, I just really quickly wanted to check in. I will, of course, insert this in the monthly or in the quarterly recap. And check in and just share on how I feel right now, which is kind of overwhelmed in a sense that I'm just day by day, day after day, not able to complete the work that I want to get done and have to get done. I'm completely spread thin already for a couple weeks and months, that I'm just not able to get the work done due to absorbing too many responsibilities. And even though I'm someone who can handle a lot of responsibilities and is able to solve problems relatively fast and work a lot, there is a limit. And I really realize that the way that I do it and the way that I structure my day by the day that I prioritize, it's not the way to grow the biggest business possible. So even though like startup times are hard, I know that. I think yeah, I really learned my lesson there during the past couple of weeks and months, how to make the right moves, and yeah, really prioritize the time that you have as a business owner, so that you can actually focus on the things that do really matter. And a lot of that comes down to making the right decisions. And I think the reason why we are stuck in a certain sense, or why we are not maybe on the volume that we already wanted to be, or like the reason that we didn't grow bigger than we are right now, I think also has to do a lot with the mistakes that have been made. And all those mistakes come from the fact that I can handle a lot of responsibility, I can solve problems and come up with problems relatively fast. But as I said, absorb too much responsibility and don't set away too many, yeah, enough responsibilities and tasks. And at a certain point, then you're just not able to handle it anymore and can't get things done. It was at a certain point that I'm currently solving problems while the root of the problem isn't solved. And then you keep on solving problems which are coming in again the next day. So, yeah, again, with limited resources, this is also kind of how the startup lifestyle is. But especially during the past week, I just got sick of it. I'm done with it, dealing it in this way, and it's time again to step up and to go to the next level. I really have to make the transition to prioritize the important stuff, the stuff that really moves the business forward. So what we're going to do right now is, yeah, I really try to prioritize, or I do right now prioritize my days by organizing my tasks in 3 different sets of priorities, where I just don't move on to the next set of priorities after I finished my higher set of priorities, and therefore I can focus on the most important things first. And while doing so, we are currently hiring a logistics and customer service manager who could help me with taking those responsibilities away and really solve it at the root of the problem, which is basically that the work has to be done, and there is currently only me who could take care of the job. And since it has to be done, like, it takes a lot of time to get it done. Yeah, get the call now, so I will take it and yeah, talk to you again next time. But this is just really quickly what I wanted to share. Ciao, ciao. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to a new part of this video. Just really quickly would love to tap into on how things are progressing on this side, the business, and also personally. So I don't want to spend too much time for this clip. It's currently, we're talking 15 minutes to 1 a.m. They just came back from the office. It's Friday Friday to Saturday night, the 23rd of August. And yeah, first to touch on a personal perspective, they just came back from a weekend, yeah, which I spent with a girl. By the way, I hope that you're able to hear me well. But yeah, interesting feelings that I felt there, and yeah, which also I think really suits into the road towards the 9 figures, towards what we want, what we are building with the company. And therefore I like to mention it really quickly. Yeah, it suits in my whole perspective in the person that I want to become, and therefore I don't want to dive too deep into it, but do actually really quickly want to mention it. And yeah, balancing that with what's going on in business. Yeah, I also clearly mentioned that it's better for us to focus on ourselves and focus on the business in this manner. So business in this manner. So yeah, ever since I got back, which was on Monday, it has been head down again, and it will be just like that till yeah, the end of this year, at least till Black Friday, Cyber Monday, which will be a long, massive sprint. So yeah, I have to also temper myself a little with doing like grind sessions like these. 16 hours a day is quite tough. I think 14 to 16 hours what we're doing right now. And yeah, I have to make sure that we will be able to last till Black Friday, Cyber Monday, which is in September, October, November, like 3 months from now. And then I think I'll do a quick trip to Bali with some friends. But all in all, I think Q3 2025 probably, yeah, I was just thinking about it, potentially could be one of the most impactful quarters of my business career, and maybe even of my life. And I know it feels heavy to say that. I remember that 2023 has been so far the craziest year of my life, with a big turnaround in which I really achieved like my first success. But yeah, this quarter is about to become the turnaround for our business, and really the moment that we are transitioning into a profitable business, and that we could potentially even increase scale relatively fast. So we are doing record weeks right now, week after week, and are topping our volume week by week, and therefore like the pressure which we are getting on the limited resources, which is mainly me on the back end, is getting more and more. We are hiring more and more people. Our team currently only already consists of a logistic team of 11 people, as well as 11 people, 11 stylists within the team. So it's pretty, it's starting to grow relatively fast, and we almost grew by 100% in about a month, and we are planning to do the same. Looking at Q4, like also mentioned in the earlier part in this video, where we want to go to 200 orders a week. I just really quickly want to mention the balance and how I feel there with the work that we are putting in, which is absolutely immense, where I also try to balance that with enjoying the journey, which I'm really aware of that this phase, like this startup phase, this startup life, is really something that you should also enjoy, and therefore I try to balance it bit by bit, but it's just difficult since like you have to see it as follows: like there are really limited resources, like I mentioned, and then when you want to scale but don't actually have the resources to do so, but still do so, then the pressure is increasing on the resources that you're having, which means that basically you have to extract more from those resources. And that's, I think, what this startup life is about, and why it's tough. But as mentioned, like I think this is also something that you should really enjoy. This period of my life where I can handle so much pressure on my shoulders is something that I will look back at with a little proudness. I can say that I'm really proud of myself for what we already accomplished, and no matter where this in the end will go, I'm truly proud for the person I am right now. And I think that if we continue like this, there's even more to come. And as I said, I don't want to make this part of the video too long. I like to remind you of the fact that on the 7th of July or something, the first week of July, even before the trip which we had with my friends, half of July, I also mentioned like there's something great about to happen on the whiteboard in the office. After I listened to a podcast, and I think that's about what happened. There have been some really interesting threads ever since that moment too on the road, but we managed to push through. We really managed to push through, and I think as mentioned, like this Q3 could potentially be the turnaround, where Q4 could become pretty massive, and from there the growth that we could make potentially is pretty massive. Like I like to be a little possessive with the things that I say, since we are not completely sure, but I feel that this really could be happening now, and that's also why I wanted to record this video. I think there's really great stuff happening, and I'm really grateful for where I am right now, for who I am, for who I became, and as I said, I think there's even more to come, and it's that constant balance in between, always striving for more and being grateful for who you are. And I always try to remember myself deliberately of that second one, being grateful for where you are, since the first one is kind of in my genes and in the way I think. But let's just focus on the second one now, and also end it on that note. grateful for. I am really proud. And if we keep on pushing like this, I think there are really great things ahead of us. And if they are, I will share it with you. And if they're not, I will share it with you too. So, with that being said, would love to see you again in the next clip. Good night. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to a new part in this video. So, as of right now, I'm driving away from the office. I have not too much to say right now. I will dive into how things are going a bit deeper in another part of the video, but I just wanted to record this part and to show transparent on how the business and the whole perspective of building a business like this actually looks like. Because when we will in the end actually make it, which I'm really confident about, but then I'm afraid, or I expect, or it's easy to forget a period like this. Well, this is just this is just to show you how the days currently are looking like and how it has been for about 9 months right now, I think, with just a couple weekends on vacation, 1 or 2 weeks when I was with friends and such. Like in the summer, I took 2 weeks, like kind of, I tried to make a setup for my phone. This is not actually that good of an idea, but besides those 1 or 2 weeks where I was maybe working from on distance, like remote, about 3 to 4 hours a day, it has been 12 to 14 hours, like 80 hours a week approximately, for about 9 months now. And I think we need about another like 9 months, 6 to 9 months to really set ourselves up and secure ourselves and make sure that we are safe and not in danger anymore of falling apart. So like, it's, for me, it's not purely about the hours. Sometimes I feel like it drains energy, but in another sense and in another way, I'm really grateful for, as I always say, having a goal like this and being able to dedicate everything I have, all my attention, all my energy towards something that I feel we could really build and make impact with. So it's always, of course, a bit double, like mixed feelings, but all in all, I just wanted to show you on how it actually looks like. It's currently, we are talking about the 6th of September. It's about 11 p.m. right now, and it's basically 7 a.m. from till 11 p.m. That I'm awake, and I wake up at 7. I am at the office at 7:30 after like a cold shower, 50 push-ups, brushing my teeth, and biking to the office. And then it will be from there at the office, working. When I'm able to, I go to the gym like 4 or 5 days a week, and go home at about 6 to 7, 7 p.m., something like that. Eat with the family and go back to wrap up the day, plan the next day, and make sure that the next day I won't start with a hell of a mess of work, because I try to focus on the things that move the needle in the morning, but therefore all the operational stuff is still to be done in the evening. So I'm aware of the fact that I'm spread thin and really into the business right now, but when we are surviving and we are like as mentioned multiple times, there's pressure on limited resources, you really have to push out everything you have. So again, not too much technical business stuff to share at this point of time, but I just wanted to record this part of the journey too, show what's going on and what it really takes. But again, grateful. I have the idea that I always conclude videos with mentioning the fact that I'm grateful for where I am, because I truly am. So we'll park the car right now and then walk the dog, go to bed to repeat this again tomorrow. So with that being said, we'll see you again in the next part of the video. Ciao, ciao. Hello everyone. I just really quickly would love to take like a couple minutes just to capture the moment and really quickly express how I feel. So in short, we are approaching the end of this quarter. One of the most impactful quarters of my business career, and it's even fair to say that this quarter has been one of the most impactful quarters of my life. But it's especially in business, with all the, is a really turbulent period. And the thing that I want to mention in this video, or the thing that I would just really quickly would love to get off my chest, is the balance that I try to find within, on the one side, be optimistic and enjoying the process that we are currently in, since I believe that honestly we will actually make it, and that we are just writing a really beautiful story, a really impactful story with what we are building with the company. But on the other side, I also try to be cautious, or at least the reality, I think, is it's fair to say that there is also a chance that we won't be able to actually make it. And we have limited resources, and once we are running out of those resources and not able to turn things around and make it profitable before that will occur, or we will make mistakes with regards to our cash flow, it could possibly end. And once we are not able to pay our bills, we have to scale down, we are in trouble, to say the least. And we actually have to scale down our volume to be able to pay our bills, get the cash in, and possibly even, like, if we won't be able to get the margins that we need, we don't have a profitable business case. So there are just certain things we have to change to make that happen. I will again get back to that later, or in another part within this video too. But all in all, therefore, I have to be cautious, and I have to be also a bit pessimistic, or at least really alert. And there's no room to make mistakes anymore. I think that's the right way to say it. And therefore, being naive, there's no more room to be naive and to make mistakes. And being optimistic and enjoying the process could be therefore kind of cautious. So that's kind of the balance that I try to find for myself too. I do really believe that this is part of the process, and that we are just writing a beautiful story. But again, that's something I rather have me saying that in the end that we made it, than that, let's say, we won't make it. Again, like, for me, that's not actually a possibility, but that factually that could be a possibility, and that I was enjoying the process, and therefore we didn't make it. So that's just the balance that I try to find for myself, since I can also imagine that in a couple of years I'll be looking back at this period and thinking, whoa, like that was such a impactful period, and I should have enjoyed that more since, yeah, to be honest, it's pretty stressful these days. There's a lot of pressure on my shoulders, and therefore, yeah, sometimes, yeah, it gets to your head, of course, and it's also a matter of balancing that. But all in all, yeah, finding that balance was just something I want to get off my chest, and I also trying to find that balance for myself. There's no, I think, good or right here. Yeah, this is just what I think about it, and again, I will go deeper into the details and such in another part of this video, but just really quickly wanted to get this off my chest. With that being said, it's currently 11:15 p.m. Wrapping up the last things here before I can go home and make a fresh start tomorrow on the to-do list for tomorrow. So yeah, we'll be wrapping up that right now so that again I can start with a clean sheet tomorrow. So we'll do that real quick and finally head home, go back to bed to start again tomorrow. See you in another part in this video.